Aliyah Boston admits Caitlin Clark All-Star Weekend mistake in clear admission to Candace Parker. For pointers, fun, and festive, these three words sum up everything that happened in Indianapolis on July 19th. Though injuries altered the lineups and the ratings weren't as high as last year, we got to see plenty of fun over the 3 days. However, an unforeseen hype train took over the long weekend, ultimately creating a power vacuum that no one expected. So, even though Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier were the team captains, they weren't running the show. Enter stud-buds. Natisha Heedman and Courtney Williams, also known as T and Court, were ruling over the entire weekend through their Twitch show. They brought energy, good vibes, and a lot of rambunctiousness to the festivities. Do we need a better example than Courtney Williams kicking the pregame tunnel walk sesh off by saying, "We need some music back here, some energy"? Unsurprisingly, Caitlin Clark is a huge fan of the show. The Indiana Fever star streamed it all night on Friday and was even on it after the All-Star game alongside her teammate Aliyah Boston. However, there was a rather funny fail from the Indiana Fever duo that was caught in 4K. AB was seen taking a truly out of Clark's hand after it was clear that the guard was nearing her limit. On Boston's new podcast with WNBA legend Candace Parker, her co-host highlighted the event without fail. Aliyah with the assist of the year. "What made you take Caitlin Clark's drink?" Parker asked, much to AB's embarrassment. "That's just who I am. I'm like, you know what? You're gonna be on camera, so let me slide this out of the view so we don't have to worry about it. No one has to see it." Boston responded, and that shows how far the 6'5" forward will go for her friend. She did have quite an embarrassing confession to make, however. "And the way I'm looking in the camera, I thought that no one could see me. I was wrong," she said, looking sheepish as she discussed the viral moment. Of course, Candace Parker couldn't let the opportunity to poke fun at her friend pass. "You look guilty in this video," the W legend said. This All-Star weekend revealed a completely different side of the players to the fans. We got to see our favorite stars let loose and enjoy the weekend, which has led to a decent amount of criticism from a part of the community. However, Caitlin Clark set the record straight about the All-Star festivities, and boy, do we love to see it. Have as much fun as possible. Caitlin Clark addresses the All-Star criticism. Fans are fickle. We all know that. They love shifting with the wind and holding players accountable. However, it might have gone a little too far during this year's All-Star break. We had several iconic moments: Courtney Williams' entire weekend, Caitlin Clark's drink fiasco, and the Stud Buds party. But these moments have also opened up the players to a large amount of criticism from the WNBA community. Caitlin Clark said it best when faced with these queries and criticisms. "What if we do that normally, and you just never saw it? People don't like to see professional athletes having fun, and fans want them to stay locked in for as long as possible." The newly minted All-Star captain, however, begs to differ. "Vibes were important for Team Clark. I told my team to have as much fun as possible," Clark said during the All-Star game media availability. "At practice, we just shot a little bit, and then we shot a half-court shot, and then we headed out. I mean, that's All-Star weekend. We joke about winning, but at the end of the day, it's not that serious. We're going to have a fun time." And have fun they did. Team Clark ended up losing 131 to 151, but there were no complaints from the players or the coaches of either team. The players let loose and enjoyed themselves in the celebration that they rightfully earned.